It's the Daily Dog.
Hey y'all, welcome back to the Daily Dog. Thanks for being with me today. I am glad you are here, my friends, because we are going back to music by Rush. It's always a great time when we get back to music by this band. And today I am completing my reaction to Permanent Waves. I initially recorded my reaction to this album on my Patreon as part of my extended Play Lounge series. It was episode 25, and I recorded it in early August of 2022. I have since released side 1 on YouTube. Well, today we get to side 2, and I am excited to share with you all not only my reaction to side 2, but my original wrap-up in the moment. So I hope you enjoy Permanent Waves by Rush. Well, let's turn the record over, y'all, and keep going. Side 2 is Entre, Nous. I can't pronounce French to save my life. Entre nous means between us in French. That I had to look up. So, as far as I can tell in looking at the lyrics in here, it's just, it's recognizing our differences and what how we're different and how we're the same at the same time, I think. But let's give it a shot and see what the song sounds like. Entre nous from Rush. Here we go. That sounds like fa to me because of the raised fourth over that in the lick. Which will make that 5. It sounds like 4 to 5 to me.
We are secrets to each other.
Whoa.
Each one's life a novel.
And they didn't go to that key. Or they didn't go to the key I was expecting.
We link to one another by such slender threads.
There's a Mixolydian cadence.
To each other, drifting in our orbits through a brief eclipse. Each of us a world apart, alone and yet together like two passing ships. Just between us, I think it's time for us to recognize the differences we sometimes
Different key.
fail to show. Just between us, I think it's time for us to realize the spaces in between. Leave room for you and I to grow.
Huh. Just between us, I think it's time for us to recognize, and they're back in the old key. The differences we sometimes fear to show.
Each other, full of sliding panels and illusion show, acting well-rehearsed routines, or playing from the heart. It's hard for one to know. Just between us, I think it's time for us to
They're related
recognize
keys. The verses and the choruses are in different keys.
Sometimes fear to show. Just between us, I think it's time for us to realize.
I think it's time for us to realize the spaces in between. Leave room.
For you and I to grow.
It's a nice text painting. The differences between people, between individuals, are reflected in the vocal pauses of the chorus there. That's kind of cool. Relatively slow-moving chords for Rush in this section.
We are islands to each other, building hope for bridges on
It's a weird transition for them to go from those B major and A major chords into D major with G naturals in it. It's just a weird shift, I think. Damn, Neil.
just between us. I think it's time.
Now you have C chords and G chords. It's related. We have stuff in common, but we have different homes.
I think it's time for us to realize the spaces in between. Leave room for you and I to grow.
Lovely little tune. I found a quote by Neil when I was reading in about this song. And he says, when the lights come on behind us and I can look out at the audience and see all of those little circles, I sense that each of those little circles is a person. Each person is a story. They have circumstances surrounding their lives that can never be repeated. All of those people have a whole novel about their lives, the time they were born, how they grew up, what they did and what they wanted to do, their relationships with other people, their romances and marriages, and they are also individuals. That's what I respond to. They are not a mob. They are not a crowd. I'm always playing for an individual. I don't play for the crowd, for some faceless ideal of commerciality, of some lowest common denominator. It's a person up there every night who knows everything I'm supposed to do. If I don't do it, that person knows it. It's Neil is such an interesting person, and how he's a really deep thinker, because he's really diving into what it means to be an individual and what it means to be connected to another person, and how those things have to coexist, and the power struggle that exists between those two points of view, the need to be an individual and the need to belong, or the need to feel loved, and then the way that it turns the phrase "just between us" as you know, oh, between us, yeah, between but as you're talking and having a conversation, you know, just between us, I'm going to share something. You know, it's a really smart turn of phrase that I get from that song. Lovely. On we go to the next song. It is called Different Strings, and this is the one with lyrics by Geddy Lee, and let's see how it goes. Here we go. Minor key.
Who's come to slay the dragon? Come to watch him fall, making arrows out of pointed words, giant killers at the call. Too much fuss and bother, too much contradiction.
Another one of those tritones.
Peel away the mystery. Here's a clue to some revelation.
Then it lands on that. I think that's the note they started on, but it was minor. Now it's major.
Really is the two of us, and we both know why we've come along. Nothing to explain, it's a part of us, to be found within a song.
Yeah, it ends major, and then it goes right back to the minor key. A major to A minor. Softer ballad. Some harmonics on the guitar, which has a percussive quality to it, but a ringing quality to it at the same time.
What happened to our innocence? Did it go out
on a major 4. It's a major 4 chord that I keep hearing. And that raised 6 is what allows them to move to that minor 2 chord. That's just a weird progression, Getty.
But there are times for you and me when all such things agree.
Different eyes see different things, different hearts beat on different strings, but there are times for you and me when all such things agree. All there really is the two of us. Nothing to explain, it's a part of us to be found within a song. He's realizing this as he's writing the song, maybe. It's about the difficulties of a relationship. Listen to that. That is groovy, my friends. Four, three, and it fades out. Boy, that groove could have kept going, right on going for a while, and I would have been just fine with that. That was a lovely little tune. The harmonic progression in that song was odd, my friends. They were in A. And when you do Dorian mode in A, what Dorian mode really does, think about a minor key. And you'll take the 6th note of the key, which is a half step above the 5th. And you'll replace it. Instead of being a half step above the 5th, it's a full step above the 5th. And so when you raise that 6th scale degree up to that full step above the 5th, you can end up with this nice major 4 chord. That's really the thing that pops out to me, and that's what he was doing. They went from that A chord to D, and it was D major, and it had an F sharp in it. So you're thinking A minor with an F sharp in it. And then when it moved up to that B, it's not B diminished with that F sharp hanging out. It's B minor. And then they were messing with an F natural chord against it. So who knows what they were doing? I just call them as I see them, y'all. But that was different strings, and I was quite taken by that. I've been taken by everything on the album. But off we go to the final song, the last song on the album, and the longest song on the album. It's called Natural Science, and it's got, let's see, the first section is called Tide Pools, and then the second section is called Hyperspace, and then third section is called Permanent Waves. When we get all the way to the end of the album and we finally see what the album's name comes from. This looks like a discussion in the lyrics of the balance between this natural world with ebbing tides and rocky shoreline and tidal pools and things that are in the natural world versus things that are synthetic, that are man-made, and how achieving an equilibrium between these two things requires intentionality to be maintained and maintained properly. So let's see what this song is all about. It is Natural Science by Rush. Here we go. Water and bird song. That's a great echo.
Microcosmic planet, a complete society.
That's such a cool sound.
A simple kind mirror to reflect upon our own. All the busy little creatures chasing out their destinies, living in the pools they
By half
soon
step.
forget about the sea.
Okay, let's pause. Before that moves on any further, I need to say, wow, that sounded absolutely incredible in my headphones. And I have a quote here from Alex, and he said that once they had done some of the recording of this, they put a speaker outside, and they blasted the sound out into the wilderness, and the recorded they recorded the natural echo off of the mountains, and then they combined it with Getty's voice and a little bit of the water. And he said there is nothing synthetic about that track in terms of the echoes. It's just what they recorded. So that's what that little trick. That's what is behind that. That's really, really cool. Off we go.
Wheels within wheels in a spiral array, a pattern so grand and complex. Time after time we lose sight of the way, our causes can't see their effects.
Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, 10, and a 1 and 2 and 3 and a 1, 2, 3 and a 1, 2, 3 and a.
A quantum leap forward,
This is the second section, hyperspace.
the universe learned to expand. This and the magic, triumphant and tragic,
It's a driving
a mechanized
beat.
world out of hand.
A mechanized world out of hand. Same descending bass line in two different keys.
Computerized clinic for superior cynics who dance to a synthetic band.
This is rad. We
In their own image, their world is fashion. No wonder they don't understand.
I have no idea where they are harmonically, y'all. This is another example of solo in the guitar, solo in the bass, and solo in the percussion all at the same time. Six, seven, five, I think.
Wheels within wheels in a spiral array, a pattern so grand and complex.
We had this before, so it's like a chorus or a recurring section.
Causes can't see the effects.
section. Is this the permanent waves section then?
Science like nature must also be tamed, with a view towards its preservation. Given the same state of integrity, it will surely serve us well.
So true. The lyrics are profound, y'all. So is the music.
Art as expression, not as market campaigns, will still capture our imaginations. Given the same state of integrity, it will surely help us along.
It seems like each line has its own groove as they're going through these lyrics in this section. It changes up so often. Now it sounds like we're back into a solo section here.
The most endangered species
Different key than where they just were.
will still survive annihilation. Forming a world state of integrity, sensitive, open and strong.
What an amazing album. As we're getting to the end of it. That's a recurring motive that they're bringing back. Slower.
Wave after wave, flow with the tide, and bury the world as it does. Tide after tide will flow and recede, leaving life to go on as it was.
The only thing that I miss is having the big culmination of the music coincide with the culmination of the lyrics. That was the last lyric. And it's profound. But it just kind of sneaks in, and then you're off listening to the rest of it. I would have liked to, I don't know. That's the culmination of my lyrics. Might have written the melody differently. Wave after wave will flow with the tide and bury the world as it does. Tide after tide will flow and recede, leaving life to go on as it was. That's what he left us with. Just absolutely brilliant. The stanza before that: the most endangered species, the honest man, will still survive annihilation, forming a world state of integrity, sensitive, open, and strong. I understand when the experts and what I read said that this was a more concisely arranged album. The songs aren't quite as we don't get these epics just with sprawling sections of stuff. They still fit in a whole bunch of proggy patterns, shifting meters, really interesting textures, but at their core, these are just great rock songs. We only had the one slower tune, the ballad. Which one was that? That one was Different Strings. there on the second side. But wow, the only one of those that I think I had heard is The Spirit of Radio. The rest of that stuff sounded brand new to me. So again, I am showing my naivete, being late to the party here. But every time that I come back to Rush, y'all, every time, I don't know. I think there's a really palpable reason why I keep coming back to this band, why I'm continued to be drawn to this band. And as much as I love Alex and Geddy, it's just being drawn to Neil's humanity in his lyrics and in his playing. It's just awe-inspiring to me. What a very interesting and neat man he was. His lyrical content is so smart, and it's so cerebral. Really makes you think. To me, it's equal to some of the great rhymed verse from lauded poets that I've read throughout history. Some of his stuff is, I think, it stacks right up there. Really, really great. And then when you combine it with Alex and Geddy's skills, we get one of the all-time great bands. Really, really wonderful. This has been Permanent Waves, y'all. I don't know what's permanent about them. That they will keep happening. Like if we tie the thing with a bow, if I go back to that last part there, that last section of Permanent Waves, science like nature must also be tamed with a view toward its preservation. Given the same state of integrity, it will surely serve us well. The waves, wave after wave, will flow with the tide, and then the tides will flow and flow. It's that things will continue to be. As much as we think that the only thing constant is change, well, there's a sameness within the universe of those changes, right? They're just variations on a theme. And the best thing to do, I think, is to roll with the changes. But that's another band for another time. This one has been Permanent Waves by Rush, episode number 25 of our Extended Play Lounge. I loved this one. This was a lot of fun, and I thank y'all for your support, and I will see you next time on another edition of The Daily Doug.